while I was working at LA Fitness, this is the part I forgot to add, is I was already watching YouTube videos on, there's people who are already making money online through doing things like SEO, building websites. It seemed like a fairly easy transition. So I took my sales skills that I had, I started cold calling people, because at LA Fitness, they already teach you all the fundamentals. They have you going outside, trying to convince people to come in. So I'm so happy that I learned sales, because that translates to everything.
I believe that. I believe sales is most like the most fundamental skill that you can learn in business, especially if you plan on being an entrepreneur.
Correct. So after leaving LA Fitness, I started doing a lot of freelancing. And this, I will say, I went through pretty much 4 or 5 years of decent struggles, ups and downs. And anyone here who's going to think about doing entrepreneurship, is not as, is not always.
Oh, it's not just straight linear or straight up. Yeah.
And sometimes it's not even like boom, then back to zero. Sometimes you go negative 300 when you started off at 1.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I've been there. So I've working with doing freelancing, working with a lot of clients. But one of the good things about a lot of failures and working with clients is you get a massive amount of data on how the world works. When you work with a lot of clients, like as a freelancer who does marketing, building funnels, doing ads for clients, you get to see what the mistakes other companies are making, things that are working for other companies. And me, I have more failures under my belt than most people could possibly fathom. I've failed at least, I'm 27 now, I failed at least 11 businesses. At least 11 businesses. I've done drop shipping stores, print on demand stores. I've tried so many things, it doesn't make sense. But that's what kind of led to where we are now, in which we couldn't have 20 employees right now if I couldn't train my sales team. We couldn't have 20 employees right now if I couldn't train my team on how to build funnels.
Yeah.
We couldn't have 20 employees right now profitably if we didn't know how to run ads.
Yeah.
If we didn't.
Yeah. So you see how all of those mistakes were still training for you to be able to do everything that it is you're doing now successfully.
Correct. But a year ago, or even 2 years ago, I knew like the journey is everything, but you hear that and it all just sounds like, yeah, the journey. Right. But until when you're actually looking at if you're not prepared for massive success, you can go bankrupt.
Yeah.
If we weren't prepared for the amount of success that we're having right now, we would be in issues, because most people don't realize that success is something you have to prepare yourself for. If it's just thrusted on you,
we'll crush you. Yeah, definitely.
So anyway, so leading into, after working with a bunch of clients and doing freelancing for about 5-6 years, I realized that the ups and downs, which is funny how the world works, I finally decided I'm tired of the ups and downs, let me go get a job.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny? The November of last year, I decided, okay, I'm gonna go get a job. And the job promised me that it's a senior marketing position. It starts off at $80,000 a year, and there's things on top of that, commissions, right?
Yeah.
Come to find out, I start the job, and they say, actually, we have another representative. We have another person who's interested in the position, and you guys are gonna have to compete for it. So we're gonna give you $40,000 each for that month, and whoever does better will get the position. Guess who that was?
This dude. That's freaking crazy. That's actually wild.
So
for those of y'all that are listening and not watching, it was funny because the way that he was telling the story, I was looking at him and he was like, guess who it was for the position? And he like pulled back and it was like a reveal. it was almost like a movie, like, oh, it was you all along.
So this gets even crazier now. So we both start the job, we agree to it, right?
Yeah.
Funny enough, in the first month, so what we do is we run Facebook ads.
And this is November of last year.
Correct.
Just November.
Just November of last year. So they hired us to pretty much run their Facebook ads, YouTube ads, and pretty much handle their paid media side of things.
Yeah.
We both start together. In the first month, what was the budget for the first month? It wasn't that much. I think it was about like $30,000 each.
Yeah, I think $30,000 each.
So they give us about $30,000 each to spend. In the first month, he beats me.
Yeah.
In the second month, I don't remember the budget for the second month, but in the second month, they ended up extending it now, so for 2 months now.
I would say they did it for 2 months instead of one.
Correct, because they pretty much played us.
Yeah.
But Wonder AI started on January 20th, right? Mm-hmm. We started at the company end of November-ish. Mm-hmm. Lennon, this is why I'm so glad he's on the team. He was there from the idea phase. From the moment I had the idea, I told him I have $1 million idea, and you're gonna see me. I told him he was there from the moment we had the idea, before we started setting up anything. I told him, hey, look, me and my partner Austin came up with this, and he probably chugged it off at the time. It was like, yeah, cool. Everyone says they're gonna do, but yeah. So after I ended up winning the competition. So I ended up getting the position. He ended up going with another job, and I gave him a call about 3 weeks after he left and said, hey, look, I'm jumping ship. And keep in mind, for this job, right, I'm still not making as much as making with the job. Mm-hmm. Because after I got the position, I got that company from doing $100,000 a month to $2 million a month within the third month of me working there.
Wow.
So by February, they did $2 million a month. Before I started there, they did not do $100,000 a month in sales. And that's the power of Facebook advertising. Believe it or not, that's up to you. But ended up calling Lennon, and so I was getting paid $80,000 a year, but I got a percentage of what I spent. So my paychecks were coming up to $20,000 a month.
That's good. That's nice.
Which I'm still not making that much. I'm barely even paying myself at all. I pay myself enough to pay rent right now.
Yeah, you mean like with Wonder AI?
Correct.
Okay, cool.
Because I'd much rather have a CMO like this than, you know what I mean? So took the pay cut, called Lennon and said, hey, look, no more competition. Let's roll.
Yeah.
So here's why though. When working with that competition, that's what I'm saying, the universe put us together. Because as much as I won the competition, what I realized is my strengths and weaknesses immediately, and I knew that he had to be on my team. I'm the guy that can break down any door. You put a door in front of me and just you give me a little crack and I can see through it, I will rip it open.
Right.
What he can do is where I cannot.
Yeah.
He's very structured, very organized, and that yin and yang of someone who's just use chaos to open any door. And then you have, which by my co-founder Austin is also really good, is they're very structured, organized, systematic, where I'm just like, we're gonna make it happen. It doesn't matter how, but watch it. You know what I mean?